Test, test. welcome to Scott Gym. I'm Edison Palumbi alongside Alex Petrie, and we have a big-time Prep League matchup here on this Tuesday night. St. Christopher's welcomes St. Anne's Belfield to Scott Gym. These two teams played 4 times last year, and Stab was just about the only team St. Christopher struggled with. They lost all 4 matchups. And this is a game that's going to go a big way in determining the seeding for the Prep League tournament, as these teams are pretty likely going to be at the top of that bracket. So whoever wins this is going to go a long way with giving themselves an advantage in that tournament. Alex, what are things you think are keys for this game for St. Christopher's?
Well, I talked to Coach Jones, and he talked a lot about defensive alertness. And as you see right there by the big block by Stewie Cosby, these guys for Stab are going to make plays, and it's going to be incumbent upon all 5 defensive Saint players to be alert and together on a string and playing defense not as an individual but as a team.
Now here's Darius Gray. He's backing in, goes up, lays it in. First points of the game to St. Christopher's.
And that's the other thing Coach Jones stressed. No one has had an answer this season for number 35 for White, Darius Gray. And so that is where the Saints offense is going to start, and that's where it's going to finish. The big fella down low.
For Stab, the main man of that offense could be number 1, Chase Mallory, 4-star recruit, was committed to Virginia, has since decommitted. And Denzel Bullock-Coles is another key in that team. He leaves that 3-pointer short.
And Edison Chance is a special player, so you have to imagine he's going to get his, but we want to make life as tough as possible and do what we can to make sure the other guys don't get going.
There's a bomb from Elijah Brandon, overcooked it just a bit. Now on the other end, Cody Gordon tries a 3, bit too strong. Gray pulls down the board over Haojin Kwong. Gray going right at Kwong, double team comes, kicks it out, Brandon tries again. This one doesn't go.
Edison, both those shots are a little bit long. I think those are nerves. I think that's we're going to get settled in and shots are going to go in. But Darius is going to draw a lot of attention, so guys have to be ready to step up and knock those shots in. They're going to be there.
That's some good defense there from Brady Burnett. Then the Saints leave the pass open, and Kwong with an easy look at the rim. Stuart Cosby gets it into Gray. Double team temporarily comes, goes up strong, falls down hard, but he'll go to the line for 2.
And sometimes, Edison, simple is best. Get the ball to your best player at a spot of the court where he is dangerous, space it out, and let him go to work. And that's what the Saints did, and we get 2 free throws here for Darius Gray.
When you compare last year's team to this year's team offensively, you definitely say last year's was more talented with Brandon Jennings and Kellen Welch graduating, but this year's offense is a lot more simple with just put 4 shooters around Darius Gray, let him go to work.
And that free throw line is going to be another storyline here to follow. We're going to have to make free throws. That's something that cost the Saints in the past in big games against Stab, so we'll see if the Saints can be and there's Chance Mallory.
Yeah, we were talking about Chance Mallory earlier. The Saints are going to have to do a very good job of keeping up with him. But now on the other end, Stu Cosby tries a 3, a bit long. Bullock-Coles pulls down the rebound. He goes coast to coast, leaves it off for Williford. He loses it. I think Gray knocked it away. Now Darius Gray pushing the pace, tripped up. Somehow no foul called. It's going to be Stab ball.
Looked like a hip check, but it appears as if the refs are going to let this game be physical, so we're going to have to adapt.
Cody Gordon gets the switch on to Cosby. Mallory hands it off to Denzel Bullock-Coles, guarded by Gray. He'll go right at him.
And you see the Saints switching here, so they're going to have to there's going to be some funny matchups, but the Saints have decided that they're going to start the game by switching, and I think that's effective because Stab runs a lot of good action, and so matchups don't kill you, but easy points will.
Definitely. Now here's Wally Jones, finds Cosby, top of the key. That shot looked like it was blocked, and Mallory just barely stays in bounds. Picking up that rebound now, pulls up from 3, left it short. Wally Jones at the board. Burnett gets it to Elijah Brandon. Stab doing a good job so far of denying Darius Gray the ball. Early stolen. Cosby wide open in the corner. No good again. Saints started the game 0 for 5 behind the arc. Certainly not the formula you'd want. It's going to be hard to drive on this Stab team. A lot of length, a lot of athleticism. Getting those threes to go down early will be crucial for them. Here's Gordon, shot clock down to 12. Hands it off to Bullet Coles. Back in on Jones, has a height advantage there, but left the shot short. Now Elijah Brandon pulls it down as the Saints have a 4-on-3. Brandon finds Cosby over to Burnett. Now right back to Brandon. Darius Gray. But back in on Wong. Has it knocked out of his hands. It's going to stay with the Saints.
A lot of action there. We see here early on, St. Anne's Belfield is not afraid to run. They're getting the rebound and they're pushing. They will take a shot early in transition. So Saints are going to have to match up. And likewise, I think we can get some shots here. We're just going to have to start knocking them down. And there's the first one.
Finally get one to go. It's Elijah Brandon. They started the game 0 for 5 from behind the arc. Hopefully for them, getting that first one to go down gives them that confidence to shoot like they're capable of. Now here's Williford, has a height advantage over Burnett. A shot way off. There from Brady.
Excellent job by Brady right there. Sliding his feet, staying in front. He was on an island alone with Coles and did a great job of playing one-on-one defense.
Brandon again finds Cosby. Gets it into Gray through a double team over to Colin Johnson. Now Burnett in the corner. His three-pointer. No good. Rebound by Bullet Coles. Now Austin Williford pushing the pace. Tied up. And that's going to be a jump ball going to the Saints. Great defense in transition there by the Saints, specifically Stuart Cosby. Here's Colin Johnson. Cosby finds Gray on the block. Darius Gray, double team comes, goes right through and he lays it in.
Stab's going to have to figure out the matchup down there. Simple basketball, get it in down low, let the big fella work.
Yep, as Mallory way outside, left it short, but playing the offensive rebound. Now Bullet Coles will try a three. That one also off the mark, but another offensive rebound, this one by Cody Gordon.
And Mallory has that range, so we're going to have to get out there on him and probably blitz these ball screens is what the coverage is going to be.
Now here's Williford for three, another miss. Last year when Stab came to St. Christopher's, the shooting performance they put on was unlike anything I've ever seen. Remember that game ended with Mallory standing at half court just throwing one up for fun as the game ended, with Stab up by 12 or so and banked it in. As now Darius Gray goes up, left it short, Colin Johnson on the tip, second effort for the offensive rebound, and Williford going to dribble that ball out of bounds. So the hustle from the Saints is going to get them another possession as Colin Johnson does a good job on the offensive glass right there.
One thing you can't question here early on is both these teams are playing hard. Now, who is going to be able to sustain that effort and that energy throughout the course of the game? That's going to be a question.
Now here's Brandon with Darius Gray taking his first rest of the game as Colin Johnson comes in for him. Now here's Cosby, tries again from three. No good. Now Bullet Coles running the floor, goes up. Shot blocked by Gavin Johnson, but got a good chunk of the arm there, so 2 free throws coming up.
Coles is a very strong driver, especially with the head of steam like that. And so Johnson does a good job trying to stay in front. But again, to get back to the beginning, defense in this game is going to be a team effort. We're going to have to, it's going to be a team effort to keep guys out of the paint, especially in transition.
Especially while Darius is out of the game. Look for Stab to try to drive, as they have a big advantage height-wise. There's no one who's quite really big enough outside of Stuart Cosby to guard multiple of their guys on their team. 2 for 2 at the line for Denzel Bullet Coles. Elijah Brandon finds Gavin Johnson inside for Cosby, but Bullet Coles gets in that passing lane. Now he looks to run the floor, takes it back out. Mallory, good closeout by Burnett, but Mallory drives, throws it up. He's going to be fouled by Colin Johnson. That's number 2 2 on him already.
And we see just the threat of Mallory's deep perimeter jump shot opens up the drive. You have to close out on him very hard, but he's such a quick driver. He's a really tough cover.
So 2 free throws coming up for the former University of Virginia commit. Gets the roll on the first. As Wally Jones and Darius Gray will check in. Colin Johnson and Stuart Cosby get a rest. Mallory gets both of them to bounce in. 2 for 2 at the line.
And Mallory is a guy who has been around for a while, right, Edison? It's his 5th year on varsity.
I think you're right, yes.
And so one question I had for Coach Altizer was, when you have a player with that much experience, how do you keep making the game exciting and challenging for him? And he said it's hard. He's a really good player, but you know, Mallory's coming off a off season where he's dealt with some injuries. He's been injured this year, and so he's just trying to enjoy his senior season.
Now here's Elijah Brandon over to Gavin Johnson. Left wide open. He'll walk into a 3 and get it to go. Second 3 of the game for the Saints.
Sometimes when teams know each other and they're taking away your top option, someone else has got to step up and make a play. Big shot right there. Steps right into a 3-pointer.
Clock down to 5. Mallory drives, kicks it out. Bullock Coles at the buzzer. No good. Very entertaining first quarter of basketball. Stab leads 12-11 going to the second quarter. Test. Test. Hello and welcome back. Second quarter just underway. And Stab leads 12-11. Mallory switch on to Gray, goes inside, flips it up, missed the shot. Fight for the rebound. And it's going to be a jump ball going to St. Christopher's now.
That's going to be a tough matchup for the Saints. High in the ball screen with Darius on an island with Chance Mallory, but the big fella has quite nimble feet. But that is a very tall task to stay in front of Mallory on the switchers on these ball screens.
So here's Gray. And turnover there by the Saints. Here's Williford, kicks it out to the corner. Gordon for 3, and wedges it in the rim. Hold on, so what is... So 7:12 to go. It'll be Stab ball. And they'll throw it. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a pass or a shot. Either way, Stab gets it back. There's Cody Gordon driving, throws it up with 3 on the shot clock and gets it to go.
That's a tough possession right there, Edison. We play really good defense for 27 seconds, and we get a tough one right there. But defense in this game is going to be for 30 full seconds. And so that's, you see the big fella down low. We'll see what Stab does.
Tried to get it out to Wally Jones in the corner, but the pass was deflected. Now Austin Williford looking to run, goes at Gavin Johnson. Tough floater, no good, but Bullet Coles the rebounds, and he lays it in. He's been giving the Saints problems on the offensive glass, and now Coach Jones is going to take a timeout, 16-11. Test, test, test. Hello and welcome back. 6:15 left in the second quarter. Stab leads 16-11. Now Brady Burnett still hasn't taken a shot. This is his first and can't get it to go. Long rebound out to Huang. It's a height advantage over Burnett. Now Bullet Coles.
Coming out of the last timeout, I would think that the conversation had something to do with cleaning up the offensive glass and making sure that Stab is getting one chance to score, not two, as we see what was probably a push-off right there, don't you think?
Student section was not happy, and that's going to be out of bounds off Wally Jones, but staying with Stab. So they'll have 3 seconds to get a shot up. Williford, the inbounder, finds Mallory. He'll hoist. Left it short. Bullet Coles the offensive rebound, but doesn't matter. The shot clock expired. So here is Elijah Brandon. Coach Jones there was calling for a flop warning against Mallory. As now here's Stu Cosby on the baseline, missed the shot. Rebound taken by Bullet Coles. And Bullet Coles goes inside, lays it in.
You can see how hard he's driving to the basket.
Yep.
And so Wally Jones tries to take a charge there, and the ref are letting these guys play. So the flopping, and it's going both ways. Coach Jones was talking about Chance Mallory flopping, and guys hitting the deck is not getting called tonight.
Only 3 fouls have been called so far in this game. Wally Jones for 3. Off to the right. And now here's Bullet Coles again. Tries to go up and under, throws it away, but they're going to say Jones tipped it. Now Jones will take a seat as Harrison Miller enters. And a timeout taken. So it'll be the Saints' second of the game, and we'll be back. So welcome back out of the timeout. Stab will have it here with 4:36 left in the second quarter. Saints still have not scored this quarter as Stabs opened up a 6-0 run to extend their lead to 7. And Chance Mallory had a good look there, missed the shot, and now a foul going to be called against him. He whacked Burnett in the back of the head.
We were saying during the break that we've seen a little bit of conflicts with the refs and a little bit of going back and forth between the coaches and the ref, and this may have something to do with, the history behind this with some, we may be a little biased here, but some of the uneven officiating in games past, particularly in big games at Stab's home gym.
As now
we'll
Gray
just leave it at that.
Kicks it out, finds Brandon, another 3, no good for the Saints. Just haven't been able to get anything going from behind the arc despite numerous good looks for good shooters. Now here's Bullet Coles. I think Stab might have been lucky to get away with an illegal screen there. And they're going to get Burnett on a foul.
And as a shooter, you have to keep shooting. When that's what you do and you've put in the work, you see the first couple go out, you got to believe the next one's going in. And we're going to need our shooters to stay confident and ready to let it go.
Now here's Mallory. That was only the first foul on Burnett, so he still has plenty of leeway to guard. Mallory kicks it over to Bullet Coles, has a size advantage over Brandon. Bullet Coles backing in, falling away, shot blocked by Brandon. And now down on the other end, he has it.
That's just an excellent job right there by EB competing against a bigger Coles.
And now Stu Cosby going to go to the line for 2. As you mentioned, that's a shot he has no business blocking at all. Just incredible defense.
And sometimes for bigger guards, they get a smaller guard on them. They think they have a mismatch, and you end up shooting a shot you haven't practiced. And I don't know what that one-legged fadeaway from 17 feet is going to do for anyone, but we'll take it.
And the Saints miss a free throw there. As now Nate Roberts will check in for Harrison Miller as the Saints look to add some size. We haven't seen Roberts play with Darius Gray very much. He's generally been the replacement for when Gray's off the floor, so we'll see how those minutes combine as Cosby.
Well, we see the physicality of Stab and how aggressively they're attacking the offensive glass, and I think it's, setting the most physical, biggest lineup we can get out there is a strong strategic move.
And Huang got away with an illegal screen earlier, doesn't get away with that one as Brady Burnett draws the foul as they look to get Mallory open. So it looks like with that move going with their 2 big men in the game, the Saints are going to put Darius Gray on Bullet Coles.
And with this lineup, I'd like to see the Saints crash the offensive glass. We've been missing some shots. Maybe we can generate something off the offensive glass.
Now here's Gray backing in, tough fadeaway, but gets it to go.
And that, Edison, is not an easy shot.
Not at all.
But Darius has had a real proclivity for making these impossible shots this season. We've seen running hooks. Yeah. We've seen all kinds of shots with the big fella.
As now Williford kicks it out to the corner. Axel Iturbe from the corner, no good. And had the Saints student section yelling in his ear during the shot. Here's Brandon. Has Mallory on him, throws it in for Gray. Drives inside, knocked down. And they're going to call a foul.
I don't think I've ever seen Darius.
No, they're going to call a travel.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen Darius fall this much, Edison. I think that was like the 4th time he's hit the ground. Usually Darius is doing the one knocking people down.
So now Mallory drives right at Burnett, gets inside, gets it to go. Tough shot there from Chance Mallory.
Just the quickness, Edison. He has such a quick first step and fearlessness attacking the rim.
When you combine his quick first step with his outside shooting ability, it makes for a really tough matchup.
Absolutely.
And now Gray going inside through a lot of contact.
And that is a tough matchup.
Not much you can do to guard that. The double team comes, it still does not matter.
Chance may have the quickness and Darius has the muscle.
Now Mallory goes right back at Burnett and can't get the bounce. Brady pulls down the rebound. This is a massive 90 seconds for the Saints. They're down 5 right now, and That is not what you want to do, as they're going to give Mallory an easy layup. With a minute 23 to go in the first half, Stab will take their first timeout as they lead 22-15. Welcome back out of the timeout. Saints down by 7 with minute 20 in the first half.
We were talking about that was just a tough turnover because Saints finally were starting to generate some momentum. We'd scored the first 4 points of the quarter, and we were hoping to cut into this lead a little bit before halftime. But we still have a chance here, only down 7.
Now, same 5 out there for the Saints. Nate Roberts over to Gray. Shot clock down to 5. Lasers it into Cosby. They need to get one up. And they're going to call an offensive foul on Roberts.
We're also saying we expected a few more points to be on the board.
Absolutely.
And we thought this game was going to be up and down. These are two teams who can put the ball in the basket. A lot of good players out here who can really score it. So it's surprising that it's 22-15, but.
And that's one of those players. Chance Mallory is bullet cool, tries to fly in for a dunk. Now Brandon on the other end goes up strong, gets whacked. All I will say about that is if this was an NBA game, they would be going to the monitor to review for a flagrant. That was a completely reckless defensive challenge, and they are going to call a flagrant.
When you're both reckless and athletic, it's a dangerous combination.
Absolutely.
Because players start getting up in the air, you start knocking people out, that's how we get hurt. We got to compete hard, but we got to do it safely.
Yeah, certainly no intent there, but when you have players this athletic going that hard for a block, especially with someone who isn't too big like Brandon going up, it's a recipe for disaster. It's also a recipe for disaster is the Saints' free throw shooting. They're 1 for 5 at the line this game, missed their last 4.
Edison, if I was playing, I would get a different ball at halftime. This ball is overinflated. This is bouncing too hard. It's hitting the rim too hard. We need to get a flat ball out here so we can start making some shots.
So Brandon misses both. The Saints will keep it, though, due to the flagrant. Now 1 for 6 at the line this game. Cosby, the inbounder. There's a 16-second differential between shot and game clock. Burnett gets knocked down.
And that is fitting right in Cole's face because he was doing a lot of talking to Darius. And so that's just justice that 3 ball just got it right in his mouth.
You know, I was talking about the difference between shot and game clock. It didn't seem like Burnett cared at all. Fired right as he got the ball. Now Stab, though, can hold for the last shot. Clock down to 7. Cody Gordon driving, kicks it out. Mallory for 3. And they're going to call a foul. And after Burnett took some contact and didn't get a call from behind the arc on the other end, Mallory does get that call. And with 2 seconds to go, a tough break for the Saints as Chance Mallory will be at the line for 3. And he hits the first.
And we see why Coach Jones early on was trying to establish that Chance was flopping. Earlier, that even though there was no call, Coach Jones was trying to get into the ref's mind that this is something that's in this player's tool bag.
Yeah.
And we see it bearing its head here, rearing its head here, and costing the Saints 2 probably 3 points right before the half.
So 3 for 3 at the line for Mallory. The lead for Stab right back up to 7. We'll see what the Saints can come up with. Gray throws it down the court. Mallory pushed Cosby out of the way. Now hoists from half court. Nearly got it to go. So a frustrating end of the quarter for the Saints. They'll go to the break down 7. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Hello and welcome back. Second half just about ready to get underway. St. Christopher struggled offensively in that second quarter. They only scored 7 points. They didn't score for the first 5 minutes of the quarter. They're going to need to get going, and they're going to need to find a way to stop Chance Mallory.
Edison, overall, it was a good half of basketball aside from the shot making, but hopefully we can get going here. There's Stewie's first, and he's someone we're going to need to step up and make shots. The first half, we played a very solid half of basketball, but only put up 18 points. We were getting good shots, but they just weren't going in.
Here's Williford driving on Gray, gets in the lane, pulls up, gets it to go. We were talking about how, for Stuart Cosby, getting that first one to go down would be so massive for him. He got some good looks in the first half, couldn't get him to go down. We saw him hit one there to start the second half. So now Darius Gray goes up through the double team, missed the shot, goes back up, and basket's good, and one.
And that's the other key to the second half. Get the ball down low to Darius.
Absolutely.
There's no answer for 35. That's where the offense starts, and that is a strong finish.
You know, I was pretty surprised that Darius missed that first shot, but Saints will definitely take it as they get the and one, but Darius cannot get the free throw to go. The Saints now 1 for 7 at the line this game.
And we talked about that, Edison, and how that has haunted them in the past.
Yeah, the reason they're not the reigning Prep League champions is that's a deep three from Chance Mallory. But the reason they aren't the reigning Prep League champions right now is because of their free throw shooting. It let them down in the championship at Stab last year.
But as Coach Jones said, last year is not this year, and you can talk about the streaks all you want, but it comes down to the present moment, one box at a time, one possession at a time, doing the winning things and doing them consistently. That's all you can control right now.
Shot clock down to 10. Brandon drives, takes some contact. Gray left wide open in the corner. Left the three short, though, and Huang with the rebound. Here's Mallory. Tried to get it into Huang, but pass deflected by Gray. Now Brandon spinning, he'll be fouled. It's going to be the second of the quarter on Stab. They'll get Gordon there, only his first. Now Axel Iturbe will check in for Huang.
And those active hands by the Saints, getting that deflection just spared a layup. Chance Mallory was thinking about the shot, but then saw the window, but just couldn't get it to him.
Cosby tries again. That one no good, but the offensive rebound controlled by Wally Jones. And now Gray going out of Turbe, and they're going to call an offensive foul. Cannot say I agree with that call.
I'll give him credit for standing in there, but
I will.
It was he took a little bit of contact and sold it like he got hit by a train, which Darius is a train, but that train didn't make full contact.
Looked like the feet were moving. As Williford, he might have gotten tripped up by Brandon there, maybe a makeup call. And now Stab will call a timeout to retain possession. So 5:48 to go in the third quarter. Stab's lead remains at 7. So welcome back. Stab takes their second time out of the game to retain possession. They'll have it with 20 on the shot clock.
Edison, the game has not been super up and down, but it has been chaotic.
Absolutely.
It's been kind of helter-skelter. A lot of people falling and loose balls and a lot of contact. And
that's a tough shot from Williford. Cosby has it knocked out of his hands. and it's going to be off Gray and stay with Stab.
You know, this is a great test for the Saints. Can you win this game in the mud? It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be ugly. And this is the team to beat in the Prep League. And so a game like this is not the
And great defense from the Saints there. A 5-second violation.
But this is the team to beat in the Prep League, and so this is a chance to see where you stand in the league, to see the championship standard, and see it's a great test.
Absolutely. If the Saints want to win a Prep League championship, they're going to have to go through this Stab team. It would be very surprising if the Saints go through the whole tournament and win it and don't run into Stab at some point. So they're going to have to learn to beat them, and now's a great time to do that. So shot clock error there. They'll reset it, and the Saints will have it. Burnett over to Gray. Now Jones. Good movement by the Saints. Brandon drives inside, and that's going to be a blocking foul. Williford was prepared to take a charge, but didn't get as much contact coming in as he expected, and it kind of knocked him off his feet.
It's a good job by the Saints executing their half-court offense. It's their shuffle cut series. They've been doing it for a couple years now, and they've got it down. And we can get good shots when we run our offense, and I think the Saints here coming down the stretch can focus in on controlling the tempo of this game and the shots that they take through running good offense.
That was one of the better offensive possessions they've ran all game. It didn't just end in a good result, it was also a good look. As Brandon knocking it away, that's going to be a backcourt. Great defense from Elijah Brandon. And somewhat of a fortunate call there for Stab, as if he had been 2 inches further, it would have been a breakaway layup for Brandon.
That's just a play where you're competing, just getting after it. Good decision, and let's get into our offense.
He'll go right back at Gordon. Brandon drives inside, tough shot, air ball. Gray flies in for the rebound, goes up, counted and one. Darius Gray, unguardable tonight. He'll go to the line as the Saints finally back within one possession.
Man amongst boys.
You know, I think the most impressive part of that possession was the rebound.
It was.
I don't know how he got that.
He cleared out all that space.
It's not the shot you want from Brandon, but Gray does a great job to pull it in.
And Saints are right back in this game. It's only down 3.
It's a big possession here to keep momentum going your way. Mallory trapped, has to throw it off the leg of Gray.
And that's a good, aggressive, but in control trap by the Saints. If you trap him too hard, he can split. But if you trap too soft, he can rise up and shoot. So it's finding the right balance, and the Saints found it right there.
Williford, the inbounder, gets it to Mallory, and he'll draw a foul.
What a cut.
Absolutely.
Just the footwork to very impressive.
We mentioned how quick his feet are in such a short area of the court. Once he got by Burnett, Brady had no chance to recover. And another impressive aspect of Mallory's game is his free throw shooting. We've seen the Saints have drawn some fouls this game, but haven't been able to convert, and leaving points on the line has cost them. When Mallory goes to the line, you're almost certain it's going to be 2 points. Now here's Burnett, drives on to Turbe. Now he'll reset for Brandon. Burnett drops it, but very lucky a whistle came in. Off the ball, Turbe got whistled for grabbing Gray, and it saved the Saints from what would have been a careless turnover. And that's foul number 5 on Stab, so Gray will be at the line. Still halfway to go in this third quarter, so a big chance for the Saints here, already being in the penalty. And Gray hits the first. Missed the second. Rebound by Bullet Coles. (32-28). It's looking like this is going to be another great finish here in Scott Gym. Mallory hoist, left it short, out of bounds, off the Saints. Tough break there for them, a great defensive possession. Is going to be wasted just off a bad bounce.
And Mallory he's a smaller player, but he has such great elevation on that jump shot. He's on. And as it pertains to the flopping, it makes it very challenging because you want to contest him, but he's up there so high in the air, you have to challenge him, and he has to land somewhere.
And Colin Johnson checks into the game, quickly picks up his third foul. Coach Jones will let him run for a little longer. Probably just going to be very careful. And now Bullet Coles drives inside, ripped away by Brandon. Great help defense there. Now, wow, what a steal from Mallory. Bullet Coles on the other end, lays it in. I don't know how Chance got up to steal that pass. I was in the process of saying that he found Burnett in the corner, and out of nowhere, Mallory flies up to take it away. Now here's Gray, guarded by Bullet Coles. Up to Brandon. He'll get a screen. Elijah Brandon thought about a three. Gives it to Gray. 10 on the shot clock. He'll pull a three. It's good! Darius Gray doing everything tonight.
Yeah, Darius said, you better guard that. You better come out here.
And now Mallory dribbles off his foot. Ball's loose. Body's on the floor. Bullet Coles drives inside. Goes at Gray. Loses it. Brandon has it. Driving. And it'll be out of bounds. Off of Stab. Maybe a bit out of control there from Elijah Brandon. I think he thought a foul was going to come. And Stab didn't really contest.
Just like that, with one play, the momentum feels like it has shifted.
And now here's Gray. Backing in on Bullet Coles, goes up,
Great
kicks it
pass.
out. Brandon for three.
Oh.
No good, but Gray the offensive rebound. And he's going to be fouled. You know, if that three from Elijah there had found a way in, this building was going to explode.
And we're going to be shooting free throws here. Every foul Stab commits, we are at that free throw line.
And Gray hits the first.
The fact that Darius is a football player, not a basketball player, and yet has added a three-point jumper this season is incredible.
I mean, he's added a ton. Like that post fade he took earlier in this game.
Right.
Wasn't doing that last year.
Yeah, they're basketball players who don't even add that in their whole careers.
I mean, if he wanted to, he could go play D1 basketball somewhere.
I certainly think so. Oh,
And that's
man.
a nice cut from Williford as he gets open under the hoop.
And that's a tough action to guard, but that ultimately is on the weak side defender.
Now here's Brandon. Saints will give it to Gray once again. Backing in, Darius Gray, double team comes, finds Colin Johnson.
Wow.
Easy look under the rim.
Great pass and great cut. They bring two. Whoever man leaves you, go to the rim and get a layup.
Here's Mallory, gets a screen. Over to Williford. Good defense from Cosby.
And Williford is a good player. He's been a little quiet tonight, Edison.
Yeah,
Saints
Cosby's done a good job defensively.
Yes.
Now here's Bullet Coles. He hasn't been quiet. Missed the layup, though. Now Gray has a big mismatch on Cody Gordon. Kicks it out, Johnson. And they'll give it right back to Gray. Gordon begging for help. He finds some. Gray goes up, and he'll go to the line. You know, Cody Gordon listed at 5'11", 165. Darius at about 6'5", 280. Bit of a disadvantage physically there for Gordon. And doesn't get the roll on the first.
Edison, we have a one-point game.
It's going to be a great ending.
This free throw line has made a big difference. The pressure the Saints have put on the Stabs defense to be able to, and it also controls the tempo. We're able to slow this down because.
And Gray 1 for 2.
Tie game.
And for the first time since it was 0-0, we are tied.
But as we have gotten a glimpse in the first half, Stab is a very dynamic team, capable of big runs, and we want them playing against our set defense as much as possible.
Absolutely. The Saints will give Gray a rest as Nate Roberts comes in. They'll find Mallory in the corner. Quick release, no good. Rebound, Burnett. That was a very impressive pass there. I didn't even see Mallory until he slipped out from behind that screen. Now here's Burnett, guarded by Williford. Hands it off to Brandon. Inside for Roberts. Tried to get it in for Johnson, but Mallory takes it away. And now Stab gonna look to run. Chance Mallory gets in the lane, spinning, goes up, and he's fouled. That'll be number 4 on Colin Johnson.
I could have told you that was coming, Edison.
Yeah.
You got a player like Mallory coming downhill, and his primary man is backpedaling. He's going to attack.
And Mallory finally misses a free throw. He's been almost automatic. Even going back to last year, it feels like every time he goes to the line, he's converting all of them. It's a very uncharacteristic of him to miss.
And good minutes by Gavin Johnson. I think he has 4 fouls now, but he just did an excellent job competing tonight.
Absolutely. You know, when he's been in the game, he's had a very tough defensive matchup, whether it was Bullet Coles or Mallory. So credit to him for the effort he's given on that end. Now here's Brandon, a 3-second difference between shot and game clocks. Gray driving, double team comes, goes up strong, lays it in, and for the first time since it was 2-0, the Saints have the lead.
He's too little, Edison. He's too little.
Now here's Mallory. Trap comes, Mallory steps back, 3-pointer, no good. Rebound Cosby, hill hoist, no good. The Saints with a great third quarter. They'll go to the 4th with the lead. Don't go anywhere. We have an electric 8 minutes coming up. Welcome back. 4th quarter just about ready to get going. And we have a great finish coming up for you here at Scott Gym. The Saints roared back in that 3rd quarter, outscored Stab 20-12. And they now lead by a point going into the 4th.
The momentum has shifted, Edison.
Absolutely.
It felt like Stab was in control for the first 2 quarters of the game, but the Saints have stormed back. It starts with defense, and it starts with getting the ball down low to Darius.
And I don't think that was a block there from Darius. I think Bullet Coles just lost it. An ill-advised pass from Cosby, but it's going to be off Mallory. And how good has he been defensively? Seems like he's always in the passing lanes.
He is.
I don't know where he comes from. Just somehow always finds a way into a passing lane when it looks like a clean pass.
He's like Jacob Gilliard, the former Richmond guard, but also doing a great job. Great pass and finish.
That's exactly what Darius has been doing all night.
And what a cut there by Wally Jones. His man wasn't even looking at him. All eyes were on Darius, and he sneaks right behind him. What a cut.
Here's Bullet Coles. He'll try a 3 over Cosby. No good. Rebound, Brandon.
And when we make Stab play in the half court, they look like a different team.
Brady Burnett screaming for the ball. He had an open look from 3.
I think he wants the matchup. He's got a mismatch.
He does.
Let's go to work.
Burnett matched up on Huang. He'll drive inside. Goes up. Shot blocked.
He said, I'm not a matchup. I'm not a mismatch.
Absolutely not.
Hey, you got to test him. It's a good take. And also, while we're speaking on Brady, he's done a wonderful job on defense tonight. He's competing, and he's moving his feet. Very good job by the sophomore with an incredibly tough matchup.
Shot clock down to 5. Gray steps back, 3-pointer. No good, but Brandon the rebound. Gets it out to Cosby. Wally Jones tries a 3.
Oh.
No good. Now Brandon fighting for the loose ball. Body's on the floor. Gray comes up with it. Finds Cosby. And a timeout taken by Coach Jones.
By St. Chris. You love to see it.
2 offensive rebounds. And they'll take a timeout. They'll have it with 6:39 when we come back. Welcome back. The Saints will inbound from the baseline. 6:39 to go. They lead by a point.
We said earlier this game is not, it might not be pretty, and Saints got to find a way, and we are competing. We are battling. And look at us, we're up now 40-37.
As Burnett, a deep 3, no good. Cosby tries to fight for the rebound, but Mallory takes it. Wally Jones reaches in, and you know what? Not a bad choice there. Just to halt the momentum of Stab. Whenever Mallory has gotten a fast break opportunity, it's almost always either ending in 2 points or 2 free throws. So good for the Saints here. They get to slow down and make Stab try to score from the half court. And the shot clock didn't start. Mallory gets a screen, switch on to Wally Jones. Mallory drives inside, leaves it off. Good pass, but the shot no good. Through the hands of Bullet Coles. Huang gets his own rebound.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
I don't think that's the worst call ever, but with how this game has been officiated, that was not a call I would have expected.
Look like 2 guys going after the basketball to me, Edison. I don't know. But we're going to have to lock in, play 20 more seconds of good defense.
Here's Gordon over to Mallory in the corner. He'll isolate with Brady Burnett.
Good job by the Saints being in help defense.
Right back to Mallory, a mile outside, gets it to go. My goodness. And just nothing you can do to guard that.
Sometimes you can play good defense and it's better offense. And so we have a tie game. We're going to look to play some better offense ourselves.
If he's taking contested 3 from 32 feet and getting it to go. As a turnover there by the Saint. No, and they're going to overturn the call. That looked like the correct call. So the Saints will have it with 14 on the shot clock. Cosby, the inbounder, gets it over to Gray. He'll back in, finds Cosby, he'll hoist. No good.
It was tipped by Coles.
I believe so. He is such a good defender. And Mallory throws up another one. No good. Rebound Brandon. And the Saints looking to push. They have a 2-on-1. Jones goes inside right at Mallory. And it's a blocking foul.
Edison, this has the feel of I know this isn't the championship yet. This is the first of probably 3 matchups, but it certainly has that feel.
Yeah.
It's very chippy, very competitive out here.
No, there is a pretty good chance we see these teams playing 1, maybe 2 tournament games against each other as Jones hits the first free throw. You know, if they give us 3 more of games like this, certainly would not complain. And Jones hits both despite an early lane violation from Bullet Coles. So now Colin Johnson will check back in. As a reminder, he is on 4 fouls. And a bit surprisingly, Denzel Bullet Cole's going to check out of the game. He's been instrumental for Stab tonight. I'm surprised they'll sit him here. Now here's Williford. They're trying to get it to Chance Mallory. Burnett does a good job denying it. Williford tries a 3, in and out. For half a second, it looked like Stab was about to have the lead back. Here's Darius Gray. Gray spinning, gets inside. Shot is good. Mallory looking to push the pace. He'll slow things down now. Mallory goes at Burnett, and they're going to call a block. That'll be number 3 on Brady Burnett.
That's a tough one, Edison. Brady's moving his feet, hasn't quite beat him to the spot, but Chance has such a strong and low shoulder that he's not quite at the spot, but it's a very aggressive offensive move. Yeah. I think.
And Mallory misses another.
And Coles is coming back.
Yeah, not surprised he didn't get much of a rest.
And I think on the offensive end for the Saints, as you saw in the last possession, we're going to pick the matchup that is most favorable, and that is likely with 35 against whoever is guarding him.
I'm not sure there's an unfavorable matchup for the Saints that involves Darius Gray with the ball.
But it's been, Coach Jones has done a great job getting him the ball in different spots. Right now, he has it more on the perimeter. We've seen him down with the down low at the elbow. So we're hunting the matchup at different angles.
And now he'll drive. Darius Gray spins, gets in the lane, counted and 1! Darius Gray! Not much you can do to guard that. Just an unbelievable display tonight from number 35.
What a quick spin.
My goodness. And he'll finish off the 3-point play. The lead is a game-high 6 for St. Christopher's.
And he has completely taken over this game, controlled it.
Stab has 4 minutes and 5 seconds to find an answer for him.
If they haven't found it yet, I don't know if they will. But Saints are going to have to do it on this end right here.
Here's Gordon, thought about a 3, he'll drive. Nice pass. And a timeout taken by Stab. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back. 3:47 to go. You know, during that timeout, I had to go refill my water bottle, which is a sign of a great game when I have to be yelling this much. Saints will have it up 4. Burnett, nice job to find Jones. Wally Jones goes up strong, shot blocked, but Gray the rebound. Burnett screaming for it on the wing. He would have had a good look. Gray will drive at Williford. Now over to Burnett, swings it to Cosby in the corner. No good. Long rebound out to Williford. Now Bullock Coles on the other end. He'll go up, and an and one for Denzel Bullock Coles.
That's a tough one. If you're gonna foul that softly, just let him have it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that was a very necessary foul. And if it is, you have to make sure that you're not giving him a chance to make the shot. And the free throw is good.
We see Stab coming here with some full court pressure.
The Saints have responded well to press this year. Remember the LC Bird game, they exclusively pressed. The Saints hung 92 on them. Now here's Gray. Drives inside, double team comes, kicks it out to Johnson, who finds Cosby in the corner. Elijah Brandon, over to Colin Johnson. Over to Cosby now. Saints need to hoist. Johnson for 3. No good. Mallory the rebound. Mallory finds Gordon in the corner. His three-pointer, no good.
And here in the half court, we see Saints trying to get the ball to Darius Gray. We have him surrounded by 3 shooters. Gavin Johnson's a good player, but his strong suit is not shooting.
Here's Brandon going inside, lays it in.
What a strong take.
That's a tough finish.
With the left hand, puts his shoulder down and gets it done.
Now Mallory drives inside, floater, no good. Rebound Gray. Saints looking to push. They have a 2-on-2. Brandon hoists a 3.
Foul.
And he's going to be fouled.
Wow.
That is crushing for Stab. A foul on a three-pointer is the one thing you have to avoid in that scenario. They got lucky the shot didn't go, but it'll still be 3 massive free throws coming up for Elijah Brandon.
The development from last year to this year for Elijah Brandon and taking the ball to the basket has been extremely impressive. That was a strong take. The defense had taken away everything else, and he put his head down and got to the rim with this offhand finish. Boom.
And first 2 free throws go. That extends the lead to 5.
So here you'd expect Stab to get the ball in Chance Mallory's hands.
Absolutely.
And so
missed the third. So the lead will stay at 51-46. Gordon has it knocked away by Brandon. He's just been all over the place tonight.
And I think we've seen a limitation with Stab here in the half court. Some of their other players are more transition players who like to get to the basket. In the half court is basically Chance Mallory doing.
And that shot blocked by Colin Johnson.
Incredible job by 13 Gavin Johnson coming over with the big block.
You know, Colin playing on 4 fouls right now, had to be very careful, and he got that exactly right.
Wow, Saints are competing hard tonight. And as Coach Jones said, Edison, last year is not this year.
Absolutely not. And before the inbound, they're gonna get Cosby on a foul, and that'll put Stab at the free throw line. That is certainly not something they wanted to see, is putting Stab in the bonus as they'll hit the first.
You wonder down the stretch, Edison, if Chance Mallory gets it going, who on this Stab team do you not trust to make free throws? Maybe we could do a little hack of somebody.
Maybe.
But I think with how strong our defense is, we're just going to play it straight up.
It's another shot clock error. Both Gordon and Brandon thought a foul was called. Now the clock is still running. Gray will be the inbounder for the Saints.
Edison, that's not a job I would want to have.
No.
Keeping the clock thankless, you can only do wrong.
Yeah. If you do your job right, nobody notices. If you do it wrong, everyone notices.
Right.
Now here's Cosby. He'll be tied up and fouled by Huang. He'll exit. I think that might be number 5. It is. Hao Zhang Huang's day is done.
Man, good pronunciation.
I remember last year I spent a lot of time before that game learning how to pronounce it.
Wow.
Don't take Chinese. I take French, but.
I was looking at this name. I just said, I'm going to call him 13.
So a minute 46 to go. Here's Brandon. Not a good pass there. Intercepted by Williford. Williford goes up, missed the shot. Fight for the rebound. And that's going to be a jump ball, I believe. It will be a possession error with the Saints. You know, that is one of the parts of being a broadcaster, is having to learn all those tough to pronounce names. I remember always got to go look the rosters up in advance. I spent a lot of time last year with some students who do take Chinese and could learn how to pronounce those Asian names, how to pronounce that.
Hey, you nailed it.
I was
looking at it like, wow.
So a timeout there by the Saints with a minute 24. Hello and welcome back. Minute 24 to go. We have a classic brewing here in Scott Gym. Cosby throws it away. Jones was cutting. Cosby didn't see it. That is not what the Saints needed.
It's a tough break, but we're going to have to put that behind us very quickly and lock in right here on defense.
Here's Gordon over to Bullock Coles. They're trying to get it to Mallory for a 3. Good work from the Saints to deny him. Now Williford falling away. He can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Brandon throws it off of Gray. Outlet to Cosby. On the other end, Stu Cosby goes up, lays it in.
What poise.
Lead
from
is
the
up,
senior.
Up to 5 now. Bullock Coles for 3. Off the side of the backboard. Gray the rebound. Gray trapped, finds Burnett. And Burnett will be fouled by Bullock Coles. What a sequence there by Darius Gray to find Stuart Cosby. And what a finish. He got his man up in the air. Certainly could have been a foul there, but Cosby didn't let it deter him. These are some massive free throws here for Brady Burnett. Hitting both would get it to a 3-possession lead, and he misses the first. And 1 for 2 at the line. The lead is 6 as Colin Johnson will enter. 43.6 to go.
High ball screen.
Mallory drives inside, goes up, left it short. Gray rips it down, up ahead to Johnson, but it's intercepted. And they're gonna get Johnson on a foul. His day will be done.
Edison, this game has continued to be all over the place. Prior to Stuart Cosby's layup at the other end, we had about 4 players down there all toppling over each other, getting all tangled up.
These are 2 crucial free throws for Austin Williford. Stab down 6. They need everything they can get. And shooter's bounce on the first.
And you can expect heavy, intense pressure on a made free throw.
They need to force a turnover. And they'll take a timeout here. That'll be their final. The lead is 4 for St. Christopher's. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Hello and welcome back. 33.9 to go. Saints lead 54-50.
Edison, this game comes down to taking care of the ball and making your free throws.
The Saints will get it into Gray. Finds Burnett. And Burnett will be fouled.
Why they did not foul Darius and instead fouled Brady, I am not sure.
Yeah.
But we will gladly have an elite free throw shooter.
I mean, you saw Mallory going over there and asking Williford why he didn't foul Gray. Burnett's probably the second best shooter on the floor right now behind Mallory. And he hits the first. And 2 for 2 at the line for Burnett.
You expect nothing less.
Back to 6. Here's Mallory. Mallory drives, gets inside, floaters up, no good. Gray the rebound. Stab trying to rip it away, they can't. Cosby gets it up ahead to Jones. Brady Burnett all alone, lays it in.
And that'll do it.
The lead up to 8 now, a game high for the Saints. Williford throws up a prayer, no good. Brandon the rebound, and a statement win for St. Christopher's. They're gonna defeat Stab 58-50 here on Scott Gym. Make it 61-50 as Brandon's heave goes in.
Last year is not this year.
It is certainly not. They lost to the Stab team 4 times last year, and they'll win the first meeting here on their home floor.
Wow, excellent game by the Saints. To really both teams for competing hard, 2 really well-coached teams. This has been a rivalry over the last several years, and for the Saints to finally come out on top after last year's tough stretch of 4 straight losses is huge for the program and on our way to capturing our Prep League championship.
These 2 teams will play one more time up in Charlottesville, and then we're likely to see them match up more, and if we can get more games like this, I don't think anyone's going to complain.
Not at all. Great job by the Saints executing the game plan, competing hard, and this was fun, Edison.
Absolutely.
This was fun, and like you said, we could do 2 more of these.
This game almost feels like an exact opposite of what happened in the Prep League Championship last year. Obviously, this game didn't have as high of stakes, but in that game up in Charlottesville last year, the Saints took an early lead, but then Stab in the second half just did such a good job to fight back, didn't make any mistakes, and it's pretty much the opposite here. Stab got out to the early lead, but then the Saints played a flawless second half, and in a game they were down as much as 9, they end up with a 20-point swing off of that and win by 11.
Super impressive, and you just hope the Saints can build on this. After a week of no playing with no snow, with the snow break, they were able to stay focused on the game plan and really deliver a pretty flawless game, minus the first half shooting.
Yeah.
It was a few turnovers here and there, but there was a lot to like from what the Saints did. And getting over that mental hurdle of having a team that you can't beat. Now you see you can beat them.
Absolutely.
And the Prep League's going to run through Scott Jim.
You know, this team lost the first game of the year. Since then, they've rattled off 10 straight. And on Friday, they've got another big test. They'll go on the road to Trinity in what's sure to be a hostile environment. We will be there. So either show up and support the Saints or tune in. We've always got a great student section at that game. I'm expecting nothing different, and this team certainly deserves it with how they're playing.
Thank you, Edison. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you so much, Alex.
And see you until next time.
See you Friday as the Saints go to Trinity.